Okay, so the first car we're going to be looking at in my collection is a Tamiya Baja. This is something that I've had since I was a kid. Basically, my dad painted this shell when I was younger. This was actually the car that got me back into remote control cars. I spoke to a guy at work, John, and it all went from there. We used to go to Bury RC Club and just throw these around and absolutely trash them. The plastics on this are a bit brittle, so they've been replaced over time, but the wheels, tyres, everything else is in great condition. The shocks have been upgraded unnecessarily. Really, the Tamiya ones work really good, but I think this looks like a really good car. Really like it. The next one is a Carisma M10DB, sorry. This was purchased from John. He absolutely loved this car, and I do too. It's rear-wheel drive, currently running on 2S, and this thing, it just shreds everything. Just does donuts, wheel spins for fun. The suspension's really loose, really soft, and it just springs. That back end just sits on the floor. And I just think it looks really good as a buggy. He added that silver can on the back, and I don't know if it came with the light kit, but it just looks fantastic. Just looks like a good bit of kit. So this is a Electrics. What's it called now? No idea. Real dry buggy again. Oh, Circuit. There you go. This is running on 4S. This thing just wheelies for fun. This is basically just a Baja car. Throw this around, trash it. Parts on it, not really very expensive. And I did have to put some new drive shafts in that you can see there, because the plastic ones that were in it just couldn't handle the power. There you go, me showing them off. They just shredded as soon as it got 4S. But this thing's just indestructible. You can throw it at anything. It's just a great car. So the next one is a Tamiya M05 chassis with a mini Clubman shell that I painted. I'd really love one of these cars in real life, but unfortunately they're stupid money. It's a little bit dusty, it's been on the shelf, very rarely used, but whenever it has, it just gives me a lot of fun. These cars are front wheel drive only. Again, upgraded shocks. I upgraded the front drive shafts on this one. There's me spinning the back wheels to show front wheel drive. And just because I wanted it to handle a little bit better, upgraded the drive shaft just so that you didn't get that turning wobble. As you can see, no speed controller because it's very rarely used. It's been used for something else, but it's just a fantastic little car. Really like the look of it, really like the look of the wheels. And the next one is my Jeep Comanche. This was kind of my first take into crawling. I bought this shell off eBay, fit it to this chassis, 3D printed a pivoting rear part so that you could easily access the battery. Running on NIMS, I know. It does run on LiPo as well. It's just a great bit of kit. This looks very scale, and I enjoy this a lot. Fully waterproof. There's a photo of it somewhere of it underwater, and still running, which is amazing. 3D printed some parts at the back, toolbox, cooler box, and painted an axe and shovel. And it's running with, I guess it's like a droop setup on the shocks. So it can lift up. It has a lot of flex, but when it's sat normally, it looks really scale, really nice, and it handles really well over rocks and stuff. And the next car is a Chinese rock bouncer chassis. This was born a bit of a whim. I just wanted something that I could take to, go crawling with, and not be bothered about it flipping over, breaking again. Seems to be a thing with me. I want something that I can use, and then something that I can just basically thrash around. This was put with those alloy axles, some nice big tyres, some nice soft shocks. I had to replace the rear links with some axial ones that I'd bought off eBay again, just so that they wouldn't rip I had a problem with them ripping the rod ends off, but this got some nice flex, and this is running brushless as well, so it runs really nice. And my last car is a Land Rover D90 project that I'm currently working on. This isn't finished, work in progress. So I airbrushed the body myself, 3D printed the wheels and painted those, and I'm currently trying to work out the chassis so that I can have leaf springs on there, just to make it really scale. I bought some RC 4-wheel drive Yoda axles, which is what you can see there. They look really nice in scale. I'm a big fan of those. And yeah, I think this car just looks really good. I like the way it sits. I 3D printed some tread plate on the front, and it just looks really nice.